All right, guys, so something happened recently. Kind of after some rains the other day, I found some little baby musk turtles. Look at how tiny that guy is. That's so cool. They're so little, and this one is actually about a week old now. But musk turtles, when they hatch out, are just so tiny. And I came out after a rain, and I knew that there was a good chance I was gonna have some hatchlings coming out of the ground. So I started kind of walking around and looking, and sure enough, like right off the bat, I noticed one of these little guys. And what they do is they actually hatch out of the ground when it rains. The ground is nice and soft. It also gives them a chance, especially if they do this at night, there's plenty of cover and they have the ability to kind of move undetected and make it towards the water. So where I found these guys was in this pond behind me, kind of in the shallow areas. All right, there we go. First one of the year. And I was able to kind of scoop them up. And then I started scanning around and I started finding them at the base of plants, underneath large chunks of the cedar mulch, and kind of running along the fence line. So when it happens, it kind of happens all at once, and these guys make a break for it. So always happy to have little baby loggerhead musk turtles. And they actually hatch out really, really tiny. So hatchling musk turtles are actually some of the smallest turtles in the world. And I believe the smallest turtle in the world when it hatches out is, I believe, the stink pot, the common musk turtle, Sternothorus odoratus. I mean, they look like a little beetle or something. They're so small. But I'm really excited to have these guys. I hatch some out just about every year, sometimes more than once a year. This one here is actually a bit bigger. This guy is a baby from last year, also found in the pond. Last year I hatched half of them in the pond, and then half of them I incubated. The ones that were incubated are growing a little bit slower. The ones that hatched in the ground are growing a little bit bigger. I don't grow my turtles very fast. Some people may be able to get musk turtles bigger than this inside of a year. I just don't really push the growth that hard. I would rather them kind of grow at like an even pace, kind of more like what you see in the wild. I'm going to show you guys kind of how I set up baby musk turtles for the first few weeks of their life, and then eventually I kind of graduate them throughout life to setups that get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. So one of the things that's so neat about the baby loggerhead musk turtles is that, you know, they have these like bright pink and orange colored plastrons. What I like to do for these guys is just set them up in this little, you know, it's a little shallow bowl. It's got some plants in there. So yeah, this is just for the first few weeks of their life, and they're able to kind of swim around in there. You can kind of see them moving around. And this is just a temporary setup. So you're talking about, you know, 2 or 3 weeks just for them to get through that delicate baby stage. It's enough for them to kind of swim a little bit, put their head up for air, and then forage for bloodworms and, like, you know, the little bits of like Zoom Ed food that I put in there for them. And it gets them a nice good start. And then I move them up to like a planted tub or an aquarium, and they do really well in that. All right, so since I hatch my turtles in the ground, one of the things I do is I put out pieces of cover throughout the enclosure. So they're likely to hatch out and then run along these walls. So I'll put out a piece of cover like this, and this way they can run, they can get underneath it. And then if you want to look for, you know, little baby turtles, you can kind of go where this is on the ground and just, you know, kind of dig around, look and see, are there any hiding under here, using this piece of cover. And sometimes you find some, sometimes you don't. I'm pretty much waiting on the next rain for this one to start producing more hatchlings again. But I also have, like, you know, this piece of cover right here, and then you move this, you got some leaves, you know, all that stuff. You can kind of dig around, see if you find any more. Haven't found any. Put that back. Here's another one. I did put this one again against this wall. This is a section of a palm tree bark. And I take this and then, you know, just dig around. You're just looking to see, are there any little tiny turtles hiding under here? You know, could be anywhere. Oh, a little frog came out of there. That was kind of cool. Another one, I like these things. These are really cheap and easy to get or find, and they're just like a nice, you know, little solid piece of flat cover. And you can kind of do the same thing. You're just gonna check underneath it, see if you find anything. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Just put it back. What's really neat about the baby musk turtles is their ability to climb. So they can actually be in deep water. I found wild ones in about 10 feet of water, and they're able to climb on branches, rocks, straight sides of the bank. So they may not be great swimmers, but they're great climbers. So if you have a hatchling musk turtle, offer it some kind of branch or rock or driftwood, something that it can climb on, and you can give it a little bit deeper water. Now you don't want to go too deep, especially with something that young. You definitely want to stick to shallow water, probably the first couple months of their life, and then you can start, as they get a little bit bigger, a little bit better at swimming, you can kind of start branching out into more open water, a little bit deeper water, and they'll appreciate it. A lot of adult loggerhead musk turtles, especially in like Florida Springs and some of the rivers, they can be found in 60 feet of water, and they're good at just using everything in their environment, kind of like a ladder when they need to get air and come up and down. But they also can process a lot of oxygen through their skin. So if you are setting up a musk turtle, make sure they have plenty of places to climb, dry basking area, and another thing is a lot of flowing water with a lot of oxygenation in it. Their skin will process that. They'll be able to kind of take in that oxygen. They really, really like that, and they'll just be a healthier, happier turtle. And that's kind of it. So I just wanted to share with you my baby musk turtles that just recently hatched out. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you like those little guys. They're really cool. I'll keep you guys up to date on them as they grow. Put some names down there. There's 3 of them. I'm sure you guys can think of 3 good names for those dudes. So look forward to seeing what you guys say. So take care. See you guys next time. Peace.